Yoga for Health and Joy. We are going to do back bends. So, glad you're here. Please take a comfortable seat, and I assume you have some blocks. I hope you have some blocks. They're very handy. So sit up on your block, or you can always use a pillow or a blanket. Get your sit bones back and apart. Lengthen up through your spine. And draw your shoulders back. And we're just going to close our eyes for a moment. Quiet your mind. Bring your loving awareness to your inhales and your exhales. Today's class quote is, do more of what makes you happy. And by happy also means do more of what makes you feel satisfied. Do more of what makes you interesting. Do more of what feels uplifting. And so now please think of things that make you happy, that bring you satisfaction. We're all unique. We all have different things that make us feel peaceful, happy, satisfied. And breathe slower and deeper, filling up your body with the happiness and the satisfaction of things that you enjoy doing. We always get more of what we think about. Good to take time in the morning, in the evening, and periodically through your day to bring your thoughts to things that you like to do, things that make you feel good. And we are going to do back bends today. Open your eyes, open your arms, back bends, open your chest. They open your heart. Yeah, spread your fingers out, draw your shoulders back, snuggle your shoulder blades up behind your heart for your first back bend. Lift your heart up. Exhale your arms down. And then reach them up again. Turn your palms out. Draw your shoulders back. Lift up your chest. Now bend your elbows. And imagine you're pulling down on something. And snuggle the bottom tips of your shoulder blades behind your heart to open your heart. This is the area we are going to open today, strengthen today. And release your arms down. Please come on to your hands and knees. Set your block aside. Spread your fingers. Knees back a little bit behind your hips. And so we're going to do some cat and cow. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, arch your back, a back bend. Melt your heart towards the earth. Shoulders up, gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Continue like that, slowly and deeply, connecting your movements to the breath. And then when you come through center pause, tuck your toes, look at your fingers, make sure they're spread really wide. And now stretch your left leg straight back. Stretch your right arm long. Melt your heart towards the earth as you stretch in both directions. And then set that knee and that hand down. Tuck your left toes, stretch your right leg straight back. Reach long with your left arm. Firm your belly and melt your heart. And set that hand and knee down. We're going to do it again. Reach your left leg back. Yep. Firm your belly and stretch like you're trying to push something away with your left foot. Reach your right arm long. This is optional. Everything you modify as you'd like. Bend your left leg. Spread your left toes. Reach your right hand back and get a hold of your left foot. And then arch. Lift your heart up. Press your hand into your foot and your foot back into your hand. And breathe. And as always, you can take the advanced variation by smiling. You can also frown and lengthen. Out through your leg and out through your arm. And set that knee and hand down. Reach your right leg back, push it back. Although I don't recommend frowning. Smiling, a little hint of a smile helps the pose feel better. Reach in both directions through your leg and your arm. Bend your leg, reach back, get a hold of the top of your foot or your ankle, and then kick your foot up to the sky. Lift your chest up. Lift your head up. And then slowly set that knee down. Now lift both knees up, hips up, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Go ahead, walk your dog, one leg, then the other. And set your knees down. And press the tops of your feet down, hips back, child's pose. Melt your heart towards the earth. Inhale back up to all fours and then come into a down dog. Take 2 big deep breaths here. And now bend your knees, walk your feet part way up, walk your hands part way back. Heel toe your feet further apart and take your arms up overhead. Let your head hang here, shrug your shoulders up to the sky. So back bends will help our posture be better. They're good for our breath. Good to keep our brain healthy. So many things. They help us breathe better. And now bring your hands to your hips. Draw your shoulders on your back. And with strong legs and a firm belly, inhale all the way up to standing. And bring your feet parallel. Just going to get all the blood circulating throughout your whole body. So stand with your feet parallel. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale your hands down to your chest. And then we're going to inhale down to the earth. Bend your knees if you'd like. Exhale, draw your hands back up to your center, to your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your chest. Inhale down to the earth. Exhale back up to your chest. We're going to do this a few more times. You can do it nice and slow, or if you'd like, you can do it faster. So you're inhaling up, exhaling down. And inhaling down, exhaling back up. So inhale up to the sky. Exhale your hands to your chest. Inhale to the earth. Exhale, hands to your chest. And continue like that as you'd like. Slower or faster. Connecting with the sky and the earth, contracted and expansive forces that flow in us and all through everything on our planet. Two more times. Pause. Put your hands on your chest. Now we're going to open our arms wide. Draw your shoulder blades up to lift your chest up. Be open and receptive to more good in your life, more things that make you happy. And then exhale, draw it into your chest and imagine you're circling that happiness back out to all those around you. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, open and receptive. Exhale, receive and give it back out. Open, receptive to peace. Draw it in. Give your peace back out. Open. Hands on chest. Go ahead, do it 2 more times. Beautiful. Pause. Stand nice and tall in your mountain pose. Draw your shoulders back. And let your hands release. Draw your shoulders back. Lift your heart up. Bring your hands to your hips. Push your hips forward and keep lifting your heart up. Keep drawing your shoulders back. Do a standing back bend here. And get it, back bends also give our hip flexors a nice stretch. Some real strong legs. Press your hips forward. Lift your heart up. Curl your shoulders back, and you can turn your gaze straight up. With your hands on your hips, you can root your legs down more and see if your chest will lift a little higher. Inhale, stretch straight up. Exhale, release your hands. That feels so good. And then take your hands back behind you, clasp your hands, curl your shoulders back. Now, you can do it like this with your hands back behind you, or you can keep your hands right on your hips. We're going to do the same thing. Lengthen through your spine, engage your quadriceps, lift your heart up, and curl your shoulders back. Keep lifting your chest up, look straight up. Strong legs. Direct it so you feel this in your upper back. Inhale, stand straight up, release your hands. Good. And now, please walk on up to the top of your mat. Root through your legs, inhale yourself all the way up to the sky, reach high to the sky, bend your knees, and lower your hands down on the sides of your feet. Step your left leg back, left knee down, right leg back, right knee down. Now spin yourself around and come to your butt and your forearms. And your arms are down right along your side. Draw your shoulders back, lift your heart up. This is a pose, the setup for Purvottanasana. We're going to do a few of these. So just, you can really feel it with your forearms down, your shoulders back, lift your heart up. And again, you're in control of your neck. So please keep your chin tucked in a little bit. Don't let your head hang. That's not good. And then lift yourself up. Okay, so we're going to do a few variations of this pose, Purvottanasana, and this can always be the one you come back to if you prefer. Okay, now bend your legs, and come up to your hands. So your fingertips face your toe tips, or they can turn out a little bit. Draw your shoulders back, lift your heart up, press through your feet, lift your bottoms up. Yes, lift your chest up, lift your hips up. Keep your neck tucked in. Exhale, set your hips back down. And then give yourself a hug, round your back. And lengthen your spine, chest forward, shoulders back. Good. We're going to do it again. Put your hands back behind you. And you want to have your really pressing down through your fingers in the place where your fingers meet your hands. Shoulders back. And do it again. Hips up. Tuck your chin in, chest up. Stretch your right leg long, optionally. Bend your right knee in. Press your right foot high. Press your hips up, up, up. And bend it, set your right foot down. Stretch your left leg long, lift your hips back up, knee in, foot up. Lift your whole torso back up to the sky. And then set that foot down, set your hips down. And wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a hug, tuck your head in. Chin in, inhale, lengthen. Chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Okay, take your legs straight. Hands back behind you again. Draw your shoulders back. Squeeze your legs together, please. Spread your toes. Now, shoulders back, heart lifts, and hips lift. And you're on your heels with your toes active. Lift your chest up. Lift your heart up. Hips up. You can rock a little bit if you'd like. And then go ahead, sit back down. Fingertips behind you to lengthen your spine. Tack your thighs down and stretch right out over your legs. Lengthen your spine, root your thighs down. And then walk yourself up. Now lay down on your backs. Bridge pose, Setu Bandha. Great shoulder stretch, heart opener, chest opener. Anchor your shoulders down. This is stage one here with your hands like this. Press down to your feet, lift your hips up. Now, perhaps you could pick up one shoulder, roll it under, closer to the other, and then do the same with your other shoulder. And then clasp your hands behind your back, if that's possible. Lift your heart up. And then see if you can shimmy your shoulders a little closer together to open your chest, strengthen your upper back. We used to call these antidepressant poses because it's really hard to be down when you're doing these big chest heart openers. Yeah. And release your hands, lower your hips back down. And now place your hands right on your thighs, press your thighs away, take your lower back down to your mat. And then release. Now we'll do that pose again. So feet down, you feel your shoulders down, and you want to have a nice curve in your neck. Back, your head's pressing down. Press to your feet, lift your hips up. Feel your shoulders down, and then see if you can bring them closer together. And the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, snuggle them up behind your heart to help you lift your heart. And then clasp your hands again behind your back. Stay here, or you can come up on your tippy toes, walk your feet back, and lift your hips higher and your heart higher to stretch out the whole front of your body. So good. Feels so good to stretch out the front of the body. Our lives are so oriented in front of us, right? Where we're sort of rounding. Now we're doing the reverse. And then walk your feet back out. Lower your heels. Unclasp your hands. Lower your hips. Hands on your thighs. Press your thighs away. Take your back down to the mat. And then release. Okay, we're going to do one more. So, same thing. Lift yourself up. Bring your hands closer together. Now bring your feet closer together. Shoulders closer together. Press through your left foot. Bring your right foot up. Bring your knee into your chest. Then press your right foot up and your hips up. And then you can lower that leg. Press firmly into your right leg. Bend your left knee into your chest. Stretch your right foot high to the sky. You have to lift your hips up again, chest up again. And bend your knee, set your foot down. Unclasp your hands and lower your hips down. We're not going to do Dhanurasana today, but let me know in the comment section if you'd like to work towards that. So for now, please roll over to the side and then roll to your bellies. Come up like a Sphinx pose. There's a lot of really basic poses. We don't have to do crazy, wild, really advanced poses to open up our chest to do back bends, right? This is one. So squeeze your legs together, press your feet down, thighs down, pelvis down, and then with your arms right in front of you, push them down into your mat and drag them back to the back of your mat. Curl your shoulders back, lift your heart up. Now, bring your left arm parallel with the front of your mat. Bend your right leg, spread your toes, and then reach long with your right arm. And reach back and see if there's a foot there for you. Press your hand in your foot in your hand, and then curl your torso back to the front of your mat. Shoulders back, heart lifts, chest opens. And release that. Prop up your torso with your right forearm, parallel with the front of your mat. Anchor your right leg down, and then bend your left. Reach long with your left arm, and then reach back. You can just reach. If you can't get your foot, that's okay. You can still live a happy, joyful life. If you can't do any one of these poses exactly the way I am, lift your heart up, shoulders back. and then release. We're going to do it again. So prop up your chest with your left arm, shoulders back. Really anchor down through your left leg and then bend your right. Reach long with your right arm and reach back. And then you can just push your hand and your foot back in your hand. Open your chest to the front of your mat. Now you can stay here like this, or you can start taking your heel towards your outer hip for a big quadricep stretch as your shoulders are both coming back. Take a couple of nice, slow breaths here. Let everything receive the benefits of your stretching. And slowly release. And we'll do the other side. Anchor your right leg down. Bend your left. Reach long. Get lots of space in your torso. And then reach back. And first of all, just start with your foot pressing away from your torso. And then you can start taking your heel closer to your outer hip. You have to make sure your knees are parallel here. And then enjoy your breath and this nice big quadricep stretch while you have your heart lifted, your chest open. Wow, that is some kind of good. Okay, release that. And now lift yourself up to a down dog. I like to say this is our BFF, BFFP, our best friend pose. Stretch it out. Take your right leg way up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your knee into your chest, way up, round your back, set your right foot down in between your hands, and then come on up for a low lunge. Your back toes are tucked, hug your hips together, and reach your arms up. Root through your legs, rise through your spine. And then imagine you're pulling something down again. Bend your elbows. Draw your elbows forward to help you snuggle the bottom tips your shoulder blades behind your heart. Lift your heart up. Turn your gaze up. Yeah, root through your legs. Lift your heart up. And if it feels good, you can stretch your arms out and back for a lunge back bend. Lift your chest up. And then inhale yourself straight up. Exhale your hands down. I will meet you in down dog. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Around your back, lift your knee in, up, and set it between your hands. Right knee comes down. Hug your hips together, root through your legs, and lift through your spine. And now, imagine you're pulling something down from the sky. And bend your elbows, take your elbows forward, and snuggle the bottom tips your shoulder blades behind your heart. Lift your chest up, look up. If you feel nice and stable in your legs, stretch your arms out. Keep lifting your chest up. Chest up, look up, root through your legs. And then stretch straight up. Exhale your hands down. Good job. Step back for a downward facing dog. Let's do it again. Right leg up. Right foot between your hands, left knee comes down. Hug your hips together. Stretch yourself straight up. Bend your elbows. Take your elbows forward, lift your heart up. And you can turn your gaze up slightly. Remember, not too much. Keep control of your neck. You don't have to go up and back, just straight up a little. And then reach your arms long. Keep rooting through your legs as you lift up through your heart, up through your chest. And come straight up and down. Hands down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up to the sky. Big kick, step it in between your hands, set your right knee down. And then reach up through your torso. Bend your elbows. Draw them forward to help you lift your heart up. And then you can reach long through your arms. Wow, big poses. Feels so good. These are so invigorating and strengthening, opening. Come straight up, hands down. And then meet you in down dog again. Or BFFP. You can quote me on that. And set your knees down on your mat. You can roll up your yoga mat, just for the lack of that, and then set your knees down on your mat. Dhanurasana, camel pose. Tuck your toes. Put your hands on your hips. Root through your legs and lift your heart up. Draw your shoulders back. And now keep lifting your heart up. Keep curling your shoulders back. And you can press your hips a little forward. So this is really grounding through your legs and your hips so you can lengthen your spine. Activate your thoracic spine. Open it up. You can stay right here or take one hand back to your heel and then the other hand back to your heel. Keep activating this from your upper back, from your upper back. And then leave with your heart to come on up. Press the tops of your feet down and then sit back on your heels. So I say you really need to focus in your upper back when you're in any back bend pose because our lumbar is more limber than our upper back. So when we ask our backs to bend into back bend poses, the lower back wants to do it first because it's the most limber. But we, as yogis, say we want to open the upper back with our awareness, our loving awareness. So you have to pay attention a little extra to feel where it's at. If you feel it too much in your lower back, just back off. You adjust it. Just don't, just activate it up here. If you feel too much here, pause, take a break. There's no hurry. Okay, come back up to your knees. So I'm going to give you the option, if it was really easy to reach your heels, press the tops of your feet down. We'll do the same thing. You really have to press your feet down because they're part of your foundation. Hands down on your hips that remind you to root through your legs, press your hips forward. Then you engage your quadricep muscles and next to your hip flexor stretch. Lift your heart up, curl your shoulders back, gaze up. Stay here, or if you feel like it, take one hand back to your heel and then the other hand back. Curl your shoulders back. Lift your chest up and breathe. And now lead with your heart to come back up. Sit back on your heels. Yoga therapy. Thank goodness for this 6,000-year-old self-care practice. We bring our awareness to what area of our body we want to stimulate, activate, and heal. Open and stretch. Good. Okay, so we did that pose, Ustrasana, and now we're going to move on to another pose. Belly back bends. So come to your bellies. Come to your bellies and lower your chest down. Take your hands behind your back. Squeeze your legs together. Lift your shoulders up. Lift your chest up, lift your head up. Keep pressing your feet and thighs down as you lift your heart up. Press your pelvis down. Lift your chest up. Shoulders back. And then use your inhale. See if you can come a teeny bit higher. Take your hands back to your heels a teeny bit more. Press your pelvis down. Lift your heart up again a teeny bit more. And then release. Come on down. Turn your head to the side. Enjoy that vitality that's pulsing through you. As you create so much strength, resilience, better posture, more open and receptive presence. Okay, now take your arms straight out in front of you with your palms down like a karate chop. And then when your arms are straight up, then draw them back so you can lift your shoulders up and your head up. And now lift up your right arm and lower it down. Lift up your left arm and lower it down. Left leg, lower, right leg, and lower. So far, so good. Lift up your right arm and your left leg. And rest them down. Right leg and left arm. And rest them down. Grand finale. Both legs, both arms. Lift up higher. Lift from your inner thighs and your heart. And slowly come down. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head to the side. Creating a tremendous amount of strength in your back. Any kind of belly back bends are very, very, very safe because you can't overdo it because you can only lift up as much as you can lift up. Okay, now let's do Superwoman, Superman pose. So arms straight up behind you, palms up, and then lift up your shoulders. Now lift up your legs, spread your toes. Make sure your legs are straight back parallel, please. And then lift higher as if you're flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Want to make it look easy. Smile, make it look like you're having fun. Hope this makes you happy. Yes, it makes me happy to create strength. Makes me happy to be with you, to share the joys of yoga. Lift your inner thighs, lift your chest, lift your heart. Good. Slowly come down. Turn your head to the other side. Feel. And then bring your hands alongside your chest. Come on up to your knees. And back to our BFFP. Stretch it up. Ears are in between your upper arms. Melt your heart down and up towards your thighs. Thighs back, hips up, heels down. And now set your knees down. Swing your legs to the side, and we'll come up to a cross-legged seat. We're just going to do some shoulder rolls. Take your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And then we're going to return to another wonderful pose. Keep you in suspense. And do your shoulder rolls the other way. Motion is the lotion. Okay, now take your right arm up and take your right hand to the back of your neck. And then slide your hand up your leg, up your arm, and draw it back. Nice big under your arm stretch. Slide the palm of your hand down your spine. See what part of your cervical spine or thoracic spine you can touch. Give it a little love. And release. Stretch long through your torso. Stretch your left arm up. And take the palm to the back of your neck. Slide your hand up this arm towards your elbow. Oh, that feels good. Draw your left arm back, head back. And then release. Okay. Now, come back to your bellies again. You're all set up and you're all warmed up for this pose. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Dhanurasana. Dhanurasana, not Urdhva. Okay, so bend both legs. Stretch your arms back. Lift your chest up. Lift your inner thighs up. And you can just keep reaching, or maybe you can get a hold of your feet. So I know many of you can. Yeah. Bring your legs parallel. Lift your chest up. Lift your inner thighs up and stretch everything up to the sky. Make sure your knees are parallel right behind you. Exhale, come down and release. There's a tremendous amount of benefit just reaching, even if you can't get a hold of your ankles. Your body proportions have a lot to do with every yoga pose. Okay, now bend your legs again, reach back, get a hold of your ankles. We're going to go into it slightly different. Bend lift your groins up, press your knees into the mat. Lift your groins up like a little inchworm. And now slide your knees straight back, press your pelvis down, then inhale up. This is a way to help you keep your thighs parallel to protect your back as you stretch it up, your thoracic spine up, chest up, shoulders back, inner thighs up. Oh, this is such a wonderful, invigorating pose. Breathe, go a little higher. Exhale, come all the way down. You can make a pillow with your hands and turn your head to the side and feel. Beautiful. You're doing fantastic. I imagine you are. So, come on up to your hands and knees. Bring your left forearm down. Bring your right forearm down. Clasp your hands. And bring your shoulders right up over your elbows. This is a really nice upper back stretch. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees up, lift your hips up. And walk your feet up towards your elbows for Dolphin Dog. Snuggle the bottom tips of your shoulder blades up, 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 up your spine towards your thighs. And breathe. Your head's not on the earth here. Set your knees down. Take your knees apart. Bring your big toes together and take Balasana, child's pose. Let your heart melt to the earth. Keeping up our yoga practice helps us have more things in life to enjoy that we can do, right? Health is our greatest wealth. And self-care is our best healthcare plan. It's all tied together. Self-care creates health, and health is our greatest wealth. What good does all the money do if we're not healthy? Dolphin Dog, one more time. Come on up. Clasp your hands your non-dominant way. Bring your shoulders right up over your elbows. Tuck your toes, knees up, hips up. And then you can walk your feet up towards your elbows to take your hips a little higher. And bring your awareness to your upper back. Slide it up and back. You can stay right here or take your right leg high. And lower it. Left leg high. And lower it. Set your knees down wide. Touch your big toes together. Child's pose again. On your exhale, let your heart melt down to the earth. Now shimmy yourself long on your mat to your bellies. And then roll over. Now we are going to do the queen of all poses, Savasana. Anchor your shoulders down. Have your underneath your knees. Bend your knees and rock your hips up. Place your hands on your hips. And then, if possible, stretch your feet up to the sky. So if you can't do this pose, that's okay. What you would do, if you're up, stay up. I'm going to tell you if you can just lift your legs straight up and hold on to the backs of your hamstrings. Yeah, and anchor your shoulders down. So this is a variation. Otherwise, shoulder stand. You're on your shoulders, not on your neck. Your head's pressing down. Your toes are spread. And then if you're comfortable here like this, we're in a pike position. Maybe you can start taking your hands closer to your spine and walking your hands up your spine towards your neck. And then press your feet up to the sky, anchor your shoulders down. Yeah, and your head is resting down. So energetically, gravity's seeking you down in this pose, as it does in every pose. So feel the anchoring of your head and your shoulders, and then from your heart, lift everything else up again. And you have to keep doing that. Your shoulders are down, your head's down, and then inhale everything else up. You can stay right here for another couple breaths, or if you've been practicing this pose and you want to take one leg down overhead, keeping the other one stretching up, okay, take it down as much as you can. Maybe you can touch your toes on the floor behind you. Inhale it up. Move nice and slowly. Let your breath inform you. And maybe you can take both legs down. Nice and easy. Resist gravity. And then inhale both legs up. Now you want to come down with control out of this pose. If you're practicing this on your own, you can stay up longer, but for now, I'm going to have you bend your knees and then slowly move your hands to your hips, to your glute muscles, and come down vertebrae by vertebrae. You can keep your knees bent, or if you're feeling strong in your core, you can keep your legs straight as you lower them back down to your mat. Stretch your arms out overhead, stretch your legs long, and point your feet as you stretch out through your arms. And now flex and point again. And stretch, flex, point, and bring your arms down along your side. Okay, time for Savasana. Let your legs fall open. First of all, bring your elbows along your side. Push your elbows down to lift your heart up, to snuggle the shoulder blades behind your heart before you settle in for Savasana. Close your eyes. Time for your body to simulate and digest all those poses you did to reap the benefits. With each breath, let your body more deeply relax. Return to your breath. And bend one leg, set your foot down. Bend the other, set that foot down. Slowly roll to your right side, rest your head in your form. And then let your legs be heavy as you use your arms to lift you up to seated. Sort of drag your legs back into place. And bring your hands together in front of your own heart. I'm glad you were here. Love to hear from you in the comments if you liked this class, if it was too challenging or not challenging enough. From the love in my heart to the love in your hearts, namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you soon.